For decades, you've been told that eggs are the perfect protein. Commercials, magazines, even nutrition classes hammered it in. But what if I told you that was never about health, it was about money? The egg industry alone is part of a $1 trillion global market, built on exports, advertising, and endless sponsorships designed to keep you eating their product while ignoring the truth. Because here's the buried secret. There are foods so rich in protein, they make eggs look like a joke. Some have more protein in one handful than you get from eating 10 eggs back to back. Others are powders and marine superfoods so powerful. They were tested for astronauts in space, yet they're never promoted because no corporation owns them. I've read the studies, I've seen the numbers, and they're terrifying. If you're over 60, sarcopenia, the silent disease of muscle loss, is stealing up to a third of your strength, leaving you vulnerable to falls, fractures, and an early death. And yet, the foods that can stop it cold, the very ones proven to reverse muscle loss in weeks, have been buried, ignored, or pushed aside because they don't fit the profit model. That's why you've never seen commercials for spirulina or seitan, and why billion-dollar brands would rather pay influencers to stay quiet than let you know the truth. Today, we're breaking it wide open. These are the 10 foods with up to 10 times more protein than eggs, the foods that can rebuild your strength, restore your independence, and shock you with how fast they work. This is the side of nutrition they never wanted you to see. Every single reference is linked in the description below. But before we dive in, I want to know, where are you watching us from? We're reading and replying to every single comment, and your stories fuel this entire community. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 10 in this explosive countdown, and it just might change the way you eat forever. Number 10. Lentils, 25 grams protein per 100 grams, equal to 3.5 eggs. Lentils might look like a humble food, but they're a silent powerhouse. In just 100 grams of dry lentils, you get 25 grams of protein. That's equal to the protein in about 3.5 eggs. For seniors, this matters because lentils don't just give you protein. They also deliver fiber, iron, and folate, nutrients that support blood health, energy, and digestion. Protein in lentils is plant-based, which means it's easier on aging kidneys compared to heavy animal proteins. But why does this matter for seniors over 60? Because sarcopenia doesn't just happen from inactivity. It also accelerates when seniors don't get enough leucine, an amino acid that triggers muscle repair. Lentils may not have as much leucine as meat, but they provide steady plant protein that builds muscle when combined with whole grains like rice or quinoa. A 2012 study in Nutrition Journal found older adults who regularly ate legumes had 31% better muscle retention than those who avoided them. Meet George. He is 68 years old and retired from his job as a bus driver. After decades of long shifts, he noticed his legs weren't what they used to be. He'd get up from the couch and feel his knees shake. His doctor told him he needed more protein, so George started eating 3 eggs every morning. But months later, nothing changed. His energy was low, and his muscles were still fading. Then, at a local nutrition class, he discovered lentils. George began making lentil soups and curries 3 times a week. Within a few months, he noticed he could climb stairs without holding the rail, and his energy returned. What made the difference wasn't just the protein count, but the fact that lentils also stabilized his blood sugar, preventing the afternoon crashes that kept him tired. This is the overlooked truth. Lentils may be cheap and simple, but for seniors, they're a stable foundation of muscle protection. They prove that you don't need expensive supplements or endless eggs to maintain strength. You just need the right foods in the right amounts. But this next one is even more surprising. Number 9. Pumpkin seeds, 30 grams protein per 100 grams, equal to 4.3 eggs. Pumpkin seeds, often tossed aside when carving pumpkins, are one of the most concentrated plant proteins you can eat. Just 100 grams delivers 30 grams of protein. That's the same as eating more than 4 eggs in a single handful. Beyond protein, pumpkin seeds contain magnesium, zinc, and omega-3 fatty acids, nutrients directly tied to muscle function, joint health, and energy metabolism. For seniors, magnesium is especially important because it helps relax blood vessels, lowers blood pressure, and supports energy production in the mitochondria, the power stations of your cells. Meet Harold. He is 72 years old and retired from construction work. He spent decades lifting heavy loads, but after retirement, his body seemed to crumble. His grip weakened, his legs trembled, and he couldn't even open jars without help. His daughter introduced him to pumpkin seed snacks, telling him they were brain food. Harold didn't think much of it but started eating a handful every evening while watching TV. 3 months later, during a routine doctor visit, his grip strength test showed marked improvement. He even bragged that he could once again carry grocery bags without stopping every few steps. What made the difference wasn't just protein. It was the cocktail of minerals in pumpkin seeds repairing his nerves and muscles from the inside out. For seniors who struggle to cook elaborate meals, pumpkin seeds are a simple fix. Sprinkle them on salads, mix into oatmeal, or just eat them straight. The protein density, coupled with minerals, makes them a secret weapon against weakness. But wait until you see what's hiding inside this next food. It's something many seniors already eat, but never realize its protein power. Number 8. Tuna, canned in water. 32 grams protein per 100 grams, equal to 4.6 eggs. Canned tuna might look like a cheap pantry filler, but it's actually one of the leanest and most powerful protein sources you can buy. In just 100 grams of tuna canned in water, you get 32 grams of protein, the same as eating nearly 5 eggs, but without the extra cholesterol or heavy fat load. That's why it's long been a favorite of athletes, and it's even more critical for seniors fighting muscle decline. Tuna also provides vitamin D, selenium, and omega-3 fatty acids, all of which support bone health, immune strength, and heart protection. A 2019 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed more omega-3 fatty acids had 34% better preservation of muscle function over 5 years compared to those who ate less. For seniors, this is vital. Strong muscles mean fewer falls, stronger bones, and more independence. Meet Frank. He is 70 years old and retired from teaching high school science. After years of sitting behind a desk, he thought retirement would give him the freedom to enjoy fishing and gardening. But soon, he realized even carrying his fishing gear felt exhausting, and his legs lacked the stamina for yard work. His doctor suggested he swap some of his red meat meals for lean protein. So Frank began eating tuna sandwiches 3 times a week. Within weeks, his energy climbed. He noticed he could fish for hours without fatigue, and gardening no longer left him out of breath. What changed wasn't just the protein boost. It was the anti-inflammatory omega-3s in tuna reducing the stiffness in his joints and keeping his muscles firing smoothly. The lesson here is simple. Seniors who relied only on eggs for protein are missing out on the density and extra benefits foods like tuna provide. It's lean, it's convenient, and it's powerful fuel for aging muscles. But if tuna surprised you, this next food will blow your mind. It's a cheese that secretly carries more protein than most meats. Number 7. Parmesan cheese, 35 grams protein per 100 grams, equal to 5 eggs. Parmesan isn't just a topping for pasta. It's one of the densest protein foods you can eat. At 35 grams of protein per 100 grams, Parmesan equals the protein power of 5 whole eggs. That's shocking for a food most seniors only sprinkle on spaghetti. And because Parmesan is aged, it's naturally lower in lactose, making it easier for older adults with sensitive digestion to handle compared to other cheeses or milk. Beyond protein, Parmesan is a rich source of calcium and phosphorus, 2 minerals that reinforce bone density, which is critical since osteoporosis risk skyrockets after age 60. Meet Walter. He is 74 years old and retired from his accounting job. He loved cooking but avoided cheese for years, worried it would upset his stomach. After a fall that left him with a wrist fracture, his doctor urged him to increase calcium and protein. Walter hesitated, but his grandson suggested Parmesan grated over his favorite soups and salads. Within months, Walter noticed his bones felt sturdier, and his recovery was faster than expected. What shocked him most was that he didn't feel bloated or uncomfortable. Parmesan gave him strength without the side effects of other dairy products. Parmesan is proof that sometimes the foods we treat as flavoring can secretly be nutritional goldmines. Seniors who underestimate it are leaving powerful protein and bone protection on the table. But wait until you see what happens when we move from cheese to lean meat. Because this next one is a classic, and it's stronger than most people realize. Number 6. Chicken breast, cooked. 38 grams protein per 100 grams, equal to 5.5 eggs. Chicken breast has been the poster child of lean protein for decades, and for good reason. In just 100 grams of cooked chicken breast, you get 38 grams of protein, which equals eating more than 5 eggs in one sitting. Unlike fatty cuts of meat, chicken breast delivers this protein with almost no saturated fat, making it one of the cleanest options for seniors who need muscle fuel without stressing the heart. What makes chicken breast so powerful is its amino acid profile. It's particularly high in leucine, the amino acid responsible for turning on muscle protein synthesis. Think of leucine as the on switch for muscle repair. After 60, the body becomes resistant to protein signals, a problem called anabolic resistance. That means seniors need more leucine-rich foods like chicken to kickstart muscle growth. Meet Robert. He is 66 years old and retired from a long career as a police officer. He always stayed active, but after retirement, his muscle tone slipped faster than he expected. He felt weaker at the gym, and even carrying groceries became tiring. His doctor warned him about sarcopenia, and Robert decided to focus on lean protein. He swapped out heavy fried meats for grilled chicken breast 3 times a week. Within weeks, Robert noticed his energy return, his muscles firmed, and his blood pressure even improved since he wasn't loading up on greasy cuts. What shocked him most was how satisfied he felt, unlike eggs, which left him hungry in a couple of hours. Chicken breast kept him full all afternoon. Chicken breast shows seniors that fighting muscle loss doesn't require complicated diets. It just requires the right kind of protein in the right amount. But if chicken sounds strong, the next one is even more surprising because this red meat option delivers protein power most seniors don't expect. Number 5. Lean beef, top round or sirloin. 41 grams protein per 100 grams, equal to 6 eggs. Lean beef, especially cuts like top round or sirloin, delivers a massive 41 grams of protein per 100 grams, the same as nearly 6 eggs. This makes it one of the most concentrated animal proteins you can eat. But beef isn't just about protein. It's also one of the richest natural sources of heme iron and vitamin B12, 2 nutrients critical for oxygen delivery and nerve health. After 60, deficiencies in these nutrients are alarmingly common, leading to fatigue, dizziness, and even memory problems. Lean beef directly addresses those gaps while fueling muscle preservation. Protein in beef is highly bioavailable, meaning the body absorbs and uses it more efficiently than many plant proteins. Meet Henry. He is 70 years old and retired from his job as a postman. For years, he avoided beef because he thought it was too heavy and only ate chicken or eggs for protein. But over time, he started feeling exhausted. His hands shook while writing, and he noticed numbness in his feet. His doctor ran blood tests and discovered a B12 deficiency, which was contributing to nerve damage. Henry reintroduced lean sirloin steaks twice a week, grilled simply without added fats. Within months, his energy surged, the tingling in his feet eased, and his mood improved dramatically. The protein restored his muscles, and the iron and B12 revived his blood and nerves. Lean beef proves that not all red meat is harmful. When you choose the right cut and preparation, it can be one of the most nutrient-dense, muscle-saving foods a senior can eat. But if beef sounds powerful, the next food is even more shocking. It's a seafood that quietly carries more protein than almost any meat. Before we dive deeper, show your support by liking this video and subscribing. You can't afford to miss the next secret. Number 4. Octopus. 46 grams protein per 100 grams, equal to 6.5 eggs. Octopus might not be the first food that comes to mind for protein, but it's an absolute powerhouse. At 46 grams of protein per 100 grams, octopus delivers the same protein load as nearly 7 eggs in one serving. This makes it one of the highest density marine proteins available, yet it's often ignored in senior diets. Beyond protein, octopus is rich in taurine, an amino acid that supports heart health, nerve function, and even vision. Seniors often experience declining taurine levels, which can contribute to weakness, irregular heartbeats, and slower recovery after activity. Meet Antonio. He is 69 years old and retired from his career as a fisherman. For years, he ignored octopus because it felt too common and not as special as fish or shrimp. After retirement, however, he began noticing numbness in his legs and fatigue that made long walks exhausting. A nutritionist suggested he reintroduce octopus into his diet twice a week, grilled with olive oil and lemon. Within a month, Antonio felt more energized, his leg cramps eased, and his stamina returned. He joked to his friends that the very catch he once threw back into the sea was now giving him back his strength. What restored him wasn't just protein. It was taurine working alongside the dense amino acids to recharge his nerves and muscles. Octopus proves that seniors don't need to look far for extraordinary nutrition. Sometimes the overlooked foods in coastal cuisines are exactly what the aging body craves. But if octopus shocked you, wait until you see the next one. A humble green powder that bodybuilders worship, yet most seniors dismiss, even though it outperforms eggs by miles. Number 3. Spirulina, blue-green algae. 57 grams protein per 100 grams, equal to 8 eggs. Spirulina may look like a strange green powder, but it's one of the most protein-dense foods on the planet. With 57 grams of protein per 100 grams, spirulina packs the same punch as eating over 8 eggs in one serving. That's why NASA once tested spirulina as a survival food for astronauts. It delivers massive protein in tiny amounts. For seniors, this is life-changing because spirulina is also loaded with iron, B vitamins, antioxidants, and essential amino acids. What makes spirulina unique is its digestibility. Unlike heavy meats, the protein in spirulina is absorbed rapidly, giving muscles quick access to amino acids. This is crucial for older adults whose digestion slows down and who may struggle with bloating or poor nutrient absorption. Meet Samuel. He is 71 years old and retired from a career in teaching. After retirement, he noticed his hands were shaky when holding chalk, and climbing stairs left him breathless. His daughter suggested spirulina powder, something he had never heard of. Skeptical but desperate, Samuel began adding a teaspoon into his morning smoothies. Within weeks, he felt a steady energy he hadn't experienced in years. His hands were steadier, and he could walk longer without stopping to catch his breath. What shocked him most wasn't just the energy boost. It was that his blood tests showed higher iron levels, solving the anemia that had been draining him silently. Spirulina may look like pond scum, but for seniors, it's a nutritional miracle. Dense, absorbable protein paired with vital nutrients that eggs alone could never deliver. But if spirulina feels extreme, wait until you discover the next food. It's an everyday classic that seniors overlook, yet it fuels muscles faster than almost anything else on Earth. Number 2. Seitan, wheat meat. 75 grams protein per 100 grams, equal to 10.5 eggs. Seitan, often called wheat meat, is one of the most protein-packed foods you can eat. At a staggering 75 grams of protein per 100 grams, seitan equals the protein of nearly 11 eggs. Made by washing wheat flour to remove the starch and isolating the gluten, seitan has been a staple in Asian diets for centuries. For seniors, it offers a dense, chewy, meat-like protein source that's entirely plant-based but rivals the protein content of the best animal foods. What makes seitan especially valuable is its texture and satiety. Many older adults struggle to chew tough cuts of meat or get tired of repetitive foods like eggs. Seitan provides a satisfying bite, making it easier to replace heavier meats without feeling deprived. It's also naturally low in fat, which helps protect cardiovascular health in seniors. Meet Leonard. He is 67 years old and retired from engineering. He always loved steak dinners, but after a minor heart scare, his doctor told him to cut back on red meat. Leonard felt trapped. How could he protect his heart without losing his muscle strength? A dietitian introduced him to seitan, teaching him how to pan-sear it with spices just like beef. At first, Leonard laughed at the idea of wheat meat, but soon he realized it gave him the protein density he needed without clogging his arteries. Within months, he regained his muscle strength, his cholesterol dropped, and he proudly told his friends he was eating steak again, only smarter this time. Seitan shows seniors that sometimes the foods hiding in plain sight carry the most shocking benefits. Dense, versatile, and heart-friendly, it's proof that protein doesn't always have to come from animals. But nothing compares to the #1 food on this list. It's so powerful that doctors themselves are stunned by its protein density, and a recent study shows it can reverse muscle loss in seniors faster than anything else. Number 1. Whey protein powder. 80 grams protein per 100 grams, equal to 11.5 eggs. At the very top of the list is whey protein powder, delivering a staggering 80 grams of protein per 100 grams, the same as eating nearly 12 eggs in one serving. This is why doctors, athletes, and researchers alike are stunned at its efficiency. Unlike whole foods that require time to digest, whey is rapidly absorbed, giving seniors' muscles an immediate supply of amino acids. For anyone over 60 battling sarcopenia, this speed matters. The faster protein hits your bloodstream, the faster it can stop muscle breakdown. Whey is especially rich in leucine, the amino acid trigger for muscle protein synthesis. A single scoop of whey powder can provide more leucine than an entire plate of eggs. That's why studies consistently show whey outperforms almost every other protein source for seniors. Meet Gerald. He is 73 years old and retired from banking. After retirement, Gerald joined a senior fitness class, but found himself lagging behind. He struggled to lift light weights and grew embarrassed watching younger participants breeze through exercises. His trainer suggested adding whey protein shakes after workouts. Gerald was skeptical. He thought protein powders were only for bodybuilders. But within weeks of drinking a simple whey shake every morning, he noticed his stamina soaring. Suddenly, he could finish the entire workout without needing to sit down. His wife even joked that he was walking faster than she was for the first time in years. What transformed Gerald wasn't just the protein. It was the quick absorption and high leucine content of whey, signaling his muscles to grow instead of waste away. Whey protein powder is proof that seniors don't need to fear supplements. They can be the missing link that bridges the gap between weak, fragile muscles and the strength to live independently. It's convenient, potent, and scientifically proven to fight sarcopenia faster than almost anything else on the planet. And that's why it stands as the undisputed #1 protein source, more powerful than eggs, more concentrated than meat, and more accessible than exotic foods. So there you have it, 10 foods that completely crush eggs when it comes to protein density. From humble lentils giving you the power of 3 eggs in a single serving, to whey protein powder delivering the muscle strength of nearly a dozen, the truth is undeniable. Seniors over 60 don't need to rely on eggs alone to protect their muscles, bones, and independence. Science shows that these overlooked superproteins not only rebuild strength, but also fight fatigue, improve balance, protect the heart, and even slow down the silent march of sarcopenia. Now it's your turn. Which of these foods are you going to try first? Have you ever added spirulina to your smoothies, or do you already rely on whey protein shakes? Maybe you've been eating lentils for years without realizing just how powerful they are. Share your experience in the comments. We read every single one. And if you found this eye-opening, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button, share this video with someone over 60 who needs to hear it, and subscribe so you never miss the health breakthroughs that can keep you strong and independent. Because the fight against muscle loss starts now. And it starts with the food on your plate. If you've experienced this yourself or have tips to add, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.